Before the introduction of Intel HD graphics, Intel's integrated GPUs were built into the motherboard's North Bridge, as part of the Intel's hub architecture. These GPUs had a reputation of lacking performance and features, and therefore they were not considered to be a good choice for more demanding graphics applications. But that was all to change in early 2010, with Intel moving their integrated graphics into the CPU, introducing us to the now famous Intel HD graphics family, promising that the iGPU can offer a decent enough experience with everyday tasks, as well as with some more demanding stuff, like running 3D games. So regarding first-gen integrated Intel GPUs, there were quite a lot of variants of them depending on the CPU you ended up with. So today, we are using the most common one, found in an i3 540. But now enough talking about the technical terms, let's see how the graphics actually perform. The general usability test involved playing a YouTube video in Full HD, which this GPU handled reasonably well. So even after all these years, general usability is pretty good and can be used for basic tasks. Moving on to gaming, it is worth mentioning that the GPU couldn't even run the titles from the period it was released at, so no need to talk about modern gaming. But what we can talk about is the older classics, like 2001's Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which runs on the highest settings, with a constant 91 FPS, to which the game is limited by the engine. So this was a nice test of the OpenGL capabilities of the GPU, and as seen here, you can enjoy this classic without a problem. Moving on to Fable The Lost Chapters, running it on 720p with the medium settings, and overall delivering very decent frame rates, without many stutters. So again, this one was kind of a surprise, knowing how Fable was a very demanding game back in the day. So it is nice to see how these graphics handle the game without many problems. Talking about problems, you will have quite a few while running Call of Duty 2 on this GPU, where not even turning the settings all the way down helped a lot, with the frame rate being all over the place all the time, which isn't ideal for a first-person shooter to say the least. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion was another surprisingly well-running game. Although you can feel quite a few stutters here and there, you need to keep in mind that it is essentially running on an integrated GPU, so this level of performance is acceptable. What is not really acceptable is Quake IV's performance, as no matter how much I turned the settings down, it wouldn't even get to the 30s, which is just not good enough for a game like this. Generally speaking, the first generation of integrated graphics were a decent enough package for a casual user, offering a very nice experience on Windows 7 and being able to run older classics reasonably well, which was unthinkable a few years before that with the GMA graphics chipsets. So if you're into running older games but still want to have relatively decent performance for modern tasks, then this can really be a viable option for you. And with the prices of GPUs that we have today, this can get you started for pocket change money, and provide you with lots of fun on the classics from the early 2000s.